Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Please, please sit down. When Amy Austin invited me to present the Helen Hayes Lifetime Achievement Award to Ted van Griethuysen, I did not follow Nancy Reagan's advice. I just said yes. Ted's performances have brought tears, laughter, sadness, joy, engaging my mind and heart countless times since his first appearance with the Shakespeare Theatre Company in 1987. Ted thought that production, Michael Kahn directed Love's Labor Lost at the Folger, would be a one-time thing. Instead, in more than 50 roles, he has been enchanting, amusing, intriguing, captivating DC audiences, mainly at the Landsberg, Harmon Hall, and Studio Theater for 3 decades. He is also a zealous advocate for theatergoers. He urges, wherever he can, making seats in our playhouses affordable and accessible to students and other persons who are not well-heeled. Amy asked if there was a Van Griethuysen performance I remember vividly. Lear, certainly, but so many others. Tempest, Twelfth Night, Henry IV, Falstaff in both parts. Cymbeline, Major Barbara, A Woman of No Importance. Valtoro, the avaricious lawyer in Volpone. His sympathetic portrayal of the poet A.E. Housman in Tom Stopper's The Invention of Love at Studio. Hamlet, of course, in which he has portrayed the prince, Laertes, Claudius, Polonius, the ghost, first player, first gravedigger. He played the Dane for the first time as a drama student at the University of Texas. And in celebration of his 80th birthday in 2014, he conceived and appeared in the plays The Thing, in which he portrayed every part in the play, from the ghost to Horatio. The day of that triumph, November 10th, 2014, was proclaimed by DC Mayor Vincent Gray, Ted van Griethuysen Day. Last summer, I had a challenging assignment: to preside over Shylock's appeal the day after the opening of a production of The Merchant in the Venice ghetto. I sought Ted's advice on questions I might put to counsel. He suggested inquiring about Shylock's competence. Was he driven out of his mind by his daughter's elopement, her theft of his money and treasured possessions, her sale of the ring he gave his wife, Leah, in exchange for a monkey? Would a man of sound mind turn a merry sport into an inhuman exaction? Shylock's parting lines as he leaves the trial scene: "I am not well." Yes, that was an idea to pursue. What does a great actor do when he is not on stage? Ted has taught at several universities. He became hooked on opera, as I did at age 11. And he even once attended the show at the Supreme Court at my invitation. Already the recipient of several Helen Hayes Awards, Van Griethuysen is also a recipient of the Will Award, the Drama Desk Award, the New York City Drama Critics Award, and the Richard Bauer Award. It is now my huge pleasure to invite him to receive the Lifetime Achievement Award he so richly deserves. Please join me in a rousing bravo, Ted, and may there be many encores of his great performances.
Wait. I have to get my notes out so that I don't talk too long. There's almost nothing left to say. Moment. Except in a way, some of the things Ruth said and Joy said were a lot of what just a few things I wanted to say. It all began in Houston, Texas. In 1951, a production of George Bernard Shaw's Androcles and the Lion, in which I played the lion, in the theater group called the Four Arts Theater Company. And I count that as the beginning because there were several equity actors present who I thought were the most glamorous people I'd ever met in my life, two of whom I still remain in contact with in Houston. Well, that was 66 years ago. And over this time, I've had a chance to sort out quite a lot of things and see what mattered and what perhaps doesn't matter. And just a couple of things I wanted to say tonight was, it matters a great deal to me, and has for a long time, that the people who work in the theater should be adequately proud of what they do. Some years back, the teacher who was mentioned, Eli Siegel, said to me that the reason I was an actor was because I found it was a way to intensify and diversify myself. That was true then, it remains true, and it's true of nearly any actor I know. By becoming other, we become ourselves. And a lot of actors feel, as I often do, I'm only myself on stage, when you're showing who you really are, which is yourself and everybody else. That work, that wasn't very long ago. I was in an odd moment. I said something foolish like the theater's crazy. And then I stopped and I thought, no, that's not true at all. The show business is crazy. When you attach the word business to anything, watch out. No. The theater is sanity. That's what we're all practicing. And it is why not only should the NEA not be funded, it should be quadrupled. The government should be sustaining the arts throughout the country. The arts are the least defended and the most important aspect of a civilized country. That's what you're doing, and that's what we're all doing. And it's a strange, it still is. I've often said to people that in any person's autobiography, almost any sentence could begin with, much to my surprise. Well, much to my surprise, I'm here. 30 years after exactly this spring, when Michael brought me to the theater, for the Shakespeare Theater for the first time. And I never expected it, and yet this occasion has caused me to look at the whole of my life in the theater in a new way. And I realized that Washington is where I came of age as an actor. I was 52, but I'm 82 now, so you're serious. But everything I had learned up to that point in this country and in England and in Shakespeare festivals, everything came to head here. And I found what I was looking for in this town, which was a company. I love the idea of a theater company. We are a communal art form. Then that's desperately important to be understood. And not wishing to put a damper on anybody's enthusiasm, I've been nominated for Helen Hayes Awards, and I've gotten several, and they're lovely. They really are. But I think it's good to remember what we're here for. They actually have nothing to do with why we're here. They're lovely, they confirm, they strengthen, they can give you courage. But you just always remember, the theater is an art form, not a competition. So just two remarks finally to conclude, and I'll leave the stage. Not quite yet, but the other way. Family is very important to us all. I don't have much family left, but my sister made it here from California, and she's here. Her life was spent helping to design the space capsules for NASA. So we're both overreachers, both of us. But she is here, and one of my two nephews, one of her sons, Christopher. It means a very great deal that there's enough of us left to get together for a small occasion. And the other thing is, the last thing I'll say is that on my resume, with great pride from this time forth, will be listing as honorary clerk to Justice Ruth Bader Ginsberg.